You're watching It's MORAA, the one and only truth teller.
Hi guys. The more you live on this earth, the more you see. In fact, there is a Swahili saying that says, kuishi kwingi ndio kuona mengi. The more you live life, the more you see. Sometimes we normally are out here talking about how some of these lazy gang people can actually use any kind of situation, to make views. And, they use it as an opportunity to, just tarnish Marwa family's name. We saw what happened the other day with Max Zero. He even went to the morgue, filming a dead body, for views and for donations. Guys, it is a big shame. Now, I have seen something that Masub one has also done. And, as much as I can say that it has brought some awareness on the streets, I can also say that him coming out with this information was actually in bad taste. He wanted to use it for his own personal gain, and of course he wanted to use it so he can tarnish Marwa's family's name. So we are going to talk about that. But on a light note, I just want to say that I am truly, truly happy because I saw Solidarity today. I saw Dee Mwango do a live stream. She just ended her live stream. And, davyjnr was there. And MORAA also joined the live stream. This was so cool because these three siblings came together in solidarity with Casta. Casta is somebody that they hold dear because she is their friend. She's actually their family friend. They know each other. davyjnr said that he has known Casta for, I think, the last 5 years. And, they have been doing videos together. People say that they dated. Others say that it was all because of, it was all YouTube. I don't know, guys. For that one, I'm not going to say anything. But all in all, we saw davyjnr and Casta do a number of videos, which were doing very well. People loved to see them together, Casta was a vibe, and every time she appeared, people would be like, she's a vibe, davyjnr, we like this girl, and all that stuff. Casta's channel grew, because of, her personality, her smile, she was just a jolly person, And Dee Mwango also got to meet her, of course, because she was a friend to her brother, and so did Marwa, and so did Congrats mom, Congrats dad, everybody, including Bossy and Boka. They all met, Casta. They all loved Casta, I remember Casta going to do village vlogs with davyjnr, washing the house and all this, just being a good, wife material thing. And, people really enjoyed. I mean, we all enjoyed those vlogs. So now Casta is, I'm sure all of you already know, or rather most of you already know, that Casta she was diagnosed with breast cancer. And, she has been undergoing treatment. But right about now, there has been a little bit of complication. And so she needs to go for treatment, further treatment in India. And it is costly, guys. 7.5 million Kenya shillings is needed. This, can be translated to about 60,000 USD. Cancer is a bad animal. Cancer is... My mama passed away in 1996, January 10th. with breast cancer. So cancer is a bad disease, you know. So guys, Dee Mwango came up with this live stream where she was, just extending, the families, Casta's family's medical appeal to the world to come out and help in this cause. Because guys, like I said, that is quite a chunk of cash. And so, and I'm sure by now the family has spent, what they already have. For them to now be appealing to all and sundry like this, I'm very sure that, the financial pangs have started to bite. So, Dee Mwango spoke about this, and she also made it clear that she knew all along what was happening, but she could not come out and tell the world because Casta confided in her and told her, you know what, I'm going through this, but please do not, disclose it to anybody. I'm telling you this in confidence. And so Dee Mwango could not come out and tell people what was really happening, even though people were out there asking her all the time. You guys have always been hearing how people have been, asking her this question, where is Casta? Aren't you friends anymore? What happened? And Dee Mwango has always had one answer. She has always stuck to, I am not in a position to talk about it. Once she is ready, she is going to come out and tell you what was up. And I also remember at one time David Jr. saying that Casta is not feeling well. That is all he said. And he also, at one time, I heard him also say that, you know what, let Casta be. She will be ready one time and she will come out to explain everything. But for now, guys, chill. So this family has been knowing what has been happening to Casta. But, they had to uphold, the confidence that, and the trust that Casta gave to them. Because, guys, I have seen people in that live stream also trying to really come at Dee. You're not a good friend. Why weren't you telling people? Why wait till now to come out and tell us about this fundraising? And, Dee had to keep on explaining to people that, you know what, guys, I could not betray her trust. And this goes to show that, Dee can be trusted, because guys, we've always heard out here people talking stuff about Dee not being a good friend, how she goes, has a big mouth, always talking behind her friends' backs and all this stuff. So this actually can tell you that Dee is somebody who can be trusted. Dee is somebody that you can confide in. And that is a very good thing. And that is, one quality of a very good friend. So guys, Casta right now is actually in India already. And she has started the treatment, although the family said that they do not have enough money, for the entire treatment. And that is why they resorted to, appealing to the public to come out and assist. Guys, I saw a video by Masub yesterday, and I was like, really? This man, hey gosh, this village mouse was actually using this situation, in a very, very bad way. This dude came out and actually showed this appeal. I don't know where he got it from. Maybe somebody sent it to him. Normally, even subscribers can send you something, like, have you seen this? Because if they are appealing to the public, then they must have published it, maybe, I don't know, somewhere on social media or wherever, And so, Masub came up with this story of Casta. And when he published, that notice to show, to call for, medical appeal, there was no phone number, there was no pay bill number, You know, there was no means of reaching these people to actually contribute to them. So guys, why would somebody put up something and say, help me contribute towards this cause, and then they don't put, their number or their bank account or anything so you can contribute towards that place? How? You know, why would somebody do that? So that tells you something. This man got this thing and then he cropped it, removed all the important information, and then just used it for content. And while using it for content, he was not appealing to people to come out and pray for Casta and help Casta. Although I had him, throw in a line, Casta, I wish you all the best. I'm praying for you. He did that, But that was just as a by the way. So he was not really, he did not really want his audience to send money to Casta. All he wanted to do was to come out here and trash Marwa and his family. Talking about Congrats mom, hey gosh, being the cause of, Casta's illness. Guys, you guys will not believe. You guys will just not believe. He actually went on to call this family evil family. They are not even talking about Casta right now. Everybody is pretending not to know Casta. These people are so evil. That is why I'm telling everybody to stay away from this family. Guys, what does Casta's disease have to do with this family being evil? I'm telling you guys, it is all about, just content. I did not see Masub 0 put up the number and say, this is the pay bill number, because there is no way that small, piece of paper, did not have the contact details. The contact details were there. Actually, I did my research and I found out that, just below, there was the pay bill number and the account number for where to send the money. So how is it that when Masub 0 put it, showed it on his thumbnail, it did not have those details? What a shame, guys. His main focus could have been, guys, please, these people are appealing for help. Please use the numbers that you're seeing there. Or just to confirm that it's real, that it's legit, he could have reached out to those numbers and tried to find out, is this true? Because for him to bring it out here on social media, on YouTube, I'm hoping he actually did his due diligence to know that indeed this thing is true, that Casta is actually undergoing this. So I want to believe that he knew it was a true a true medical appeal from the family. So in that regard, I also thought that he would go further, and urge people to contribute, to donate, to help, guys, to assist this family in this difficult time. But the guy chose to use, that to trash Marwa's family's name, to trash iammarwa's mother. It is so sad, guys. And, I have realized something. You can actually be used as a vessel to incite your audience, because that is exactly what he did. Maybe knowingly or unknowingly. Because now his audience started typing these kinds of messages, guys. Look at this one, talking about maybe it's Dee who put something in her drink or her food when they were in Zanzibar or something, when they were traveling together. Can you imagine this kind of comment? Guys. Look at this other one, talking about, Rocio should actually face the same wrath. Guys, Hey, I know people can be negative, but this is too much. Are these people human beings? You know, flesh and blood? Maybe, just maybe, nothing has ever happened in their families. Maybe. But you know what? They are human beings. They are human beings. So when you keep typing comments like this, somebody is sick, your focus is shifted from the sick person to start talking nonsense about other people. It is really shameful. It is painful. It is, this is not even bad mind. I don't know what to call this. Let me know what you think about these guys. Why would somebody all of a sudden just, their mind want to jump on this family? I mean, are they such magicians, sorcerers, or whatever it is that they are? They are the ones who really know how to do these things, cause sickness to people. And if that was the case, guys, all these people who are coming, at them, all these people who are jealous of them, all these people insulting them, why are they walking scot-free? This family could have already sent sicknesses and all this nonsense that they're talking about to them. Anyways, guys, this is about Casta. And, I'm just happy that, our people have come together. I saw in Dee Mwango's live stream, people were really cooperative. Dee Mwango gave out, all the details that were needed. She already spoke to Casta's mother. And, you should remember that Dee Mwango and Casta's mother, these are people who know each other. Because Casta used to come and live, at Dee Mwango's home. She has stayed there for days on end. So this mama, Casta's mama, trusts this family. So Dee Mwango gave out, Casta's, PayPal, email address for the PayPal, that is. Also gave out, how you can reach them by Western Union, gave out the mother's, contacts. And so that people can reach out. People even started reaching out already. People started contributing. People started to give. That is how generous, that is how good these people in Team D, Team MORAA are. Team David Jr. People were just touched. Everybody people started sending their messages. I've already sent them this, I've already sent them 70 pounds, I've already sent them, this amount of money, which I thought was such a good thing. And also Dee Mwango urged to everyone, even if you cannot contribute anything, pray, guys. Let us all pray. Let us all keep Casta in prayer, because you know what, God above all, so that even when these doctors are dealing with her, God can lead them, can guide them, so that when the medicine is being administered to her, so that it can work magic. Guys, let us all remember Casta Official in prayer. And for those of us who can contribute, please let us give, let us contribute, let us donate to this worthy cause, so that when we see Casta, up and running once again, we are all going to celebrate with her, And earlier on, I saw a live stream by 𝐴𝐴𝐾𝐒, and she also came out to talk about the issue of Casta. And, I was like, let me listen to this, because guys, with these people, you just never know. Because they never know when to stop. But I was so surprised, guys. Honestly, I was surprised because today I actually saw 𝐴𝐴𝐾𝐒 being emotional. Oh yeah, she was emotional, while talking about Casta Official, and she appealed to people to give also, which was a good thing, guys. I mean, like, seriously. And she also spoke about, she reached out to, Casta's IG. And Casta's mother, Josephine Mwende, responded to her. This is the time that people should not come out here with their shenanigans. People should just come together and really support this girl. I also saw, I've also seen, on trending, come out to speak about the same issue. And I was also surprised because I watched her live stream last night where she was talking about Casta and, she was all, she spoke well. Apart from where she started to talk about how Marwa wished, them and their kids cancer and all this. I mean, please, I don't know why she just... Anyways, guys, she generally spoke well and also urged for people to come out and help in this situation, which I think was a good thing. And so carrots and on trending, on this one, I think my opinion is, the Holy Spirit kind of touched them a little bit. But anyway, they also spoke about having had, cancer affect their families in one way or another, Oti spoke about her mother, who is a cancer survivor. So she actually knows about cancer, and Carrot spoke about her grandmother having passed on, by this bad disease. So the only person so far whom I have seen come out brutally stupid is Masubo Zero. And honestly, I could not believe it. I could not believe it. And guys, I for a minute thought that on trending and Carrot would take that route. But like I said, I was surprised. Maybe the Holy Spirit, touched them, and they decided, you know what, this is not the time. This is not the time for shenanigans, guys. And like I said, it is how you lead your audience. Because remember, I said when it was in Masubo Zero's premiere, because he was talking crap about congrats mom being the cause, this evil family having done ABCD, so people were also commenting, towards that direction. But I was surprised because when I watched on trending and Carrots, because they were not talking crap like that, so people were also coming out to say, oh, let's pray for Casta, oh, let's contribute to Casta. You understand? So it is how you, as a person, sometimes, might not be always, but sometimes, how you, deal with your audience.
But that evil family, that evil mom who pretend to pray on the camera, who used to support his evil devil J to use ladies very badly. She just even pretended like she don't know what is going on. That now comes to show how that evil family it is. Yeah? I was telling you, this is not a good family. That is the evil family. And they use even a church to beg money, to scam people to that church. And let me say these things. Today I'm speaking here. But one day, they will remember with my words. Right now, they are pretending like they don't know Casta. Nobody's talking about, very bad and very touching, for sure.
And so, guys, I just feel like this Masubo should actually be taught a lesson, And having spoken about lessons, the Empress D actually spoke as a woman. Oh yes, she spoke as the Empress she is today. She said, she had a very special message to the haters of the village, or to the haters, as a whole. She had a very stern and very direct and very, clear message to these people. She said, whoever is insulting her mother, Whoever is dragging her mother, whoever is saying all this nonsense about her mother, she is going to deal with you squarely. She would rather even cancel her travels to just deal with you. And I was so happy when I saw when I saw David Jr. actually come to her and say, you know what, sis? Look at this one. You know, he brought a phone to her and said, you see, this one is our neighbor, just a neighbor around here. And he is the one who has put your thumbnail and also talking bad about mama. Hey. And Dee Mwango said, okay, this one, very easy as 1, 2, 3. I'm going to deal with it. In fact, I'm going to start with this one. Hey. So guys, hey, Dee Mwango is not going to sit back and wait and, you know, see how her mother is being dragged, you know, around here on the YouTube streets. And guys, we have been saying this all along. Some of you in the comment section, MORAA, why isn't Dee Mwango doing anything? MORAA, why isn't marwa defending his mother? MORAA, what is David Jr. doing? Why are they not doing nothing? We are tired of these people. Oh, I wish somebody could deal with that. Dee Mwango has come out to answer all your prayers, you know. She has come out to say that I'm here. I'm going to do it. And boy, oh boy, I cannot wait. You know, what do you all think, guys? What do you think? Whom do you think Dee Mwango should start with? Who do you think Dee Mwango should start with? Well, I think you already know who I want her to start with. It's no secret. You know, me, I do not hide. It's no secret at all. I want her to start with carrots. Oh, yes.
And I happened to meet this beautiful young lady. Her name is Casta. I got to know her through my young brother, okay, because they could hang out together, come home, you know what I mean? So I got to get to know her on personal levels. And we've interacted in so many occasions during my birthday, when I'm at home, we travel together and all that. So she has been a friend and part of our family, okay? And last year, around October, she shared with me, she told me she had been diagnosed with breast cancer, and she asked me to keep the information private because not everybody would want the whole world to know what's happening, most so when it comes to sensitive issues like this, okay? She asked me to keep it private, and for sure I did. A lot of people kept asking me, where is she? Why is she missing? What happened? Are you guys not friends anymore? And my response was always, when she'll be ready to get back on social media, she'll let you know what happened, because I didn't have the mandate to let you guys know, okay? So that was always my response, despite people even making videos and saying we are not friends anymore, I don't know what happened, blah blah blah, a lot of lies, okay? But the fact is, she was sick. And that's how I do it. If you trust me enough to tell me what happened and you say, Dee, don't share, I can share no matter what, because our friendship is on personal level, it's not just content, you know what I mean? So I had to keep it as a secret until now. I'm back home, and I was meant to meet her because I was supposed to pick a few documents from her, you know, my personal ones, because when we were together, I left some at her place, okay? I forgot actually. So trying to reach out, you know, the last time we talked, and, you know, she just went offline, and the mother reached out to me, and now she told me she's undergoing medication in India, and she truly needs our medical assistance. And here I am asking you guys, please help us, contribute anything you can so that, you know, we can make it happen so that she can get the medication that she needs to get. Yeah, winning 𝐷𝐿𝐷. It's about time I do something. For those who normally actually insult my mom, hey, it's about time. Even if it means stopping anything that I was meant to do, even if it means canceling my travels just to deal with them, I will, lawfully. I will stay at home and do that. You know what I mean? I will truly deal with it. Those who normally insult my mom, I'm not, this 2025, enough is enough. I'll get to you. You have to to prove all the rumors and all the nasty things you speak about my family, more so my mom. You can talk about me, but not my mom. Person who gave birth to me, you must respect. It's about time, because I never talk ill about anybody's mother.
Like this one, we should start with him. He's just a neighbor. He has put your thumbnail and everything, and his information is here. So
okay,
you can easily catch up
with
this
him.
one.
Yes,
Easily.
I will start with this one.
So I can screenshot.
Yeah. This one is just a neighbor here. I'll deal with him. Yeah, that one is easy. Just step by step. Don't even worry. So when I start getting back to those people that normally talk bad about my family and myself, don't get offended by saying, Dee, why did you take this person to jail for doing this and that? You know what? Even if you complain and say I'm a bad person for doing that, I will do that. And nobody will blame me for that. I will do that. Okay? Even if they come and plead and do what? For sure, I won't listen. I'll do it. I will take action. Good action.
I want Carrots to tell us. I want Carrots to tell Dee how she saw Congrats mom, and Jamaican uncle, doing whatever it is that she's been talking about out here on the streets. She was not even 2 days ago, it's barely 2 days, talking about Congrats mom, she wants the villa to herself. That is why she chased away �𝐿𝐷𝐿, all these people who are working at the villa. She chased them away so she can remain at the villa, so that she and Jamaican uncle can have the villa to themselves. Imagine, guys, this is a grown woman, talking nonsense just because Gintu said something. I mean, even if Gintu says something, you as somebody with a brain, can't you even just weigh what you're coming out here to tell people? As a grown-up, sensible mother. And I don't know, she calls herself wife. Can't you just think, take the information, sieve it, and use information that has sense out here? You're just coming to, to just, throw garbage at your audience. And that is why, guys, I've always said, hey, this audience of Carrots, wanabebwa ufala, like they are being treated as fools. And then I keep asking myself, amani mafala, which means, are they really fools? Maybe they are fools. That is why they're being treated like that, as the fools they are. Because, guys, there are things this woman says. Oh my God. Crazy. Guys, I want you to tell me who you would want Dee Mwango to start with. I saw on the chat section, somebody was saying Gentu. Hey, another one was saying Carrots. Oh my God. I don't know who davyjnr was showing Dee. But my guess is, is it Gintu or maybe Masub? Guys. And so, guys, let us keep Casta in prayer because, we all know that God is a healer. And, I was so happy to also see people in the chat section talking about, I have a relative who, beat cancer. I myself beat cancer. My niece, my nephew, my mother, somebody, they were giving encouraging messages on the chat section. And that was so very, very, very nice. And so I'm also going to leave the same details, up on the screen so that if you did not get them from Dee Mwango, in case you missed them, you can also just pick them up from here. But then again, you can also I'll call the number and be sure because you got it from my channel. So I want you to first do your due diligence. Anything that you get from this channel, make sure that it is legit, and then you send the money over there. And this also reminds me, Dee Mwango was also very strict about this. She said people to send the money directly to Casta's PayPal or to Casta's mother. She made it clear that she does not want any money even being sent, on the charts, because of course, YouTube is going to tax it, and the money she's going to get it, after a month. So, it's not really going to be helpful because the money is actually needed right now. It is urgent. This is an urgent medical appeal. So guys, let us come out, and for me, all I can say is that this is not the time to point fingers. This is not the time to apportion blame. This is not the time to talk a lot, speculate on nonsense. This is not the time to just bring up rumors, gossip, and all this. This is a time that people should just come together, whether you're lazy gang, whether you're positive reactors, whoever you are. This is a time to show humanity. So everybody should just contribute if they can, and also, like I said, also put God first in this situation, because guys, like they say, Swahili people say, leo ni mimi, kesho ni wewe. Today it's me, tomorrow it's you. Nobody can escape tribulations of this world, and nobody is an island. So all I can just say is that, let us not be like Masub Zero. Let people, have sense. And let us, I'm sure that if everybody, pulls together with the donations and the prayers, I'm very sure that that 7.5 million shillings will seem like a drop in the ocean. It'll seem like little money, because unity is strength. So guys, if you're here and you have not subscribed to this channel, please take this moment to hit the subscribe button. Also remember to turn on the bell notification so that whenever I upload a video, you can get to be notified. Also guys, if you're coming across this channel for the very first time and you're just seeing my face for the first time and you're wondering, what is this channel all about? This is a reaction channel where we analyze, we criticize, and we react on videos that have been put out on the YouTube space. So if you like that kind of content, I urge you to join us and be a part of this awesome family. And please guys, give this video a massive thumbs up, and let us always remember to share love. Let us meet in the next video. Bye bye guys.